Hello everyone, my name is Shelby. Welcome back to my channel, Grace with Books. Today I am super excited to be giving you guys the anticipated bookshelf tour. You guys have been asking for a bookshelf tour ever since I did my bookshelf reorganization and unhaul, and I'm so excited to finally be able to give it to you. Despite having my one 6-shelf bookcase, I have managed to cram many books into it, and I can't wait to finally show them to you all. I'm going to be talking about some of my favorite books on my shelf, some of my least favorite books on the shelf, the little different knickknacks I have on it, and sort of go through just all my books. It's a bookshelf tour. So sit back, get a cozy cup of tea, and just enjoy. Okay, you guys, we're gonna get started with this wonderful bookshelf tour. Here we are on my top shelf. We have my contemporaries here, as well as the first few books in my fantasy section, just because I didn't have enough contemporaries to fill the whole row. But you know what? We're working on that. We are going to start off at my left with this one over here, The Bromance Book Club by Lyssa Kay Adams. I recently read this book and I really enjoyed it, and I highly recommend you look at it too. Moving on, we have If There's No Tomorrow by Jennifer L. Armentrout. You will see a lot of her on my shelf. Starry Eyes by Jen Bennett, The Chaos of Standing Still by Jessica Brody, Tell Me Three Things by Julie Buxbaum. Over here I have the entirety of my Galaga Girls series. I don't know if anyone else is going to have a huge throwback, but this is sort of what they look like. The first book is I Tell You I Love You, But Then I Have to Kill You, and it's about a school for spies, and it is so great. They're super short, great reads. I absolutely adore them, and I absolutely adore Allie Carter. I also hate the new covers. I'll put a picture of them up, but I really much prefer the covers that I have. Moving on, we have Emergency Contact by Mary H.K. Choi, Well Met by Jen DeLuca, which is about a Renaissance fair romance, and I love it. Then we have some Sarah Dessen books, Saint Anything and The Once and For All. We have We Were Liars by E. Lockhart, which is sort of like a thriller mystery that was really weird. Then we have Checkmate, This Is War by Kennedy Fox. I got this as a blind book, which means I didn't know what it was when I got it, and it's a romance, adult romance, and it's pretty cool. It's an enemies to lovers. My Crazy Sick Love by Drika Pinati. This is a book about a hypochondriac in love, which is weird, but it was pretty good. I got this sent to me by the publisher. Paper Girl by Cindy R. Wilson, which is a great mental health representative book. Would Like to Meet by Rachel Winters. Some of my John Green books, The Fault in Our Stars and Turtles All the Way Down. And those are my contemporaries. Next, we're going to start off with my fantasies. Three Dark Crowns by Kendra Blank, which I recently buddy read with Reading BRB, aka Delancey, so you should check out her channel. The Beautiful by Renee Audier. This is actually the Fairy Loot Special Edition, and it has these gorgeous sprayed edges, which I'm in love with, but I haven't actually read the book yet. Then we're going to have a bunch of Jennifer L. Armentrout books. We have The Darkest Star and The Burning Shadow by her, which is in her Origin series. Way back here we have Moonlight Scandals, which is a De Vincent novel, which I haven't got to, but it's an adult romance. And we have our first candle. So we're going to start off with this candle from Wick & Jane, which is called Trinity, which is from her Storm and Fury series. It's super pretty. I absolutely adore it. It smells so good. It smells like storm winds, orange peel, and grace. Next up, we have this Last Sunrise candle, which is from Fairy Loot, and it smells so incredibly good. It's like orange and like Damascus rose, and I don't know, it's so good. Finally, we have this Darkest Star candle. I got this in a special bookish box that was specifically for the Darkest Star, so I have no idea who made this candle, but it smells like peaches. And that is my first bookshelf. The next shelf we're coming to has a bunch of my favorites, so we are going to start with this big book stack here. And first we're going to look at some candles. The first one I have is a Jude Duarte candle, which is from The Cruel Prince. This is also made by Wick & Jane. You'll see a lot of her candles here. This was actually made before Holly Black put the ban on using character names in bookish merch that wasn't licensed by her, so I got this right before that. I haven't lit it yet because it looks so pretty and I absolutely love it, and it smells like fairy fruit, dark forest, and defiance. Next up we have this fairy fruit candle, which is also Cruel Prince inspired, and this is from Wiki Wiki Candle Co. And it smells like sweet apples and sangria, and it is so great. It is such a big candle, so I'm definitely going to be using it for a while, and I just love the way it smells. Continuing with the actual books, we have my first two books for Jennifer L. Armentrout, Origin by Jennifer. That is from the Lux series, and then Storm and Fury, which I got actually as an arc from her, so this is an arc of the book, and I just love it, and it's another series by her. Then we have some of my Holly Black books, paperbacks in this pile and the hardbacks over here, so if that's a little confusing, sorry. But I have the Modern Fairy Tales by Holly Black, the Cruel Prince, and then I have my Leigh Bardugo books on top of that, so the Shadow and Bone trilogy, Shadow and Bone, Siege and Storm, Ruin and Rising, and then I have 6 of Crows up here. I don't own Crooked Kingdom, and I also have a little tiara because I like tiaras and I didn't know where else to put it. Then we have the rest of the books in the Folk of the Air trilogy. We have Wicked King and the Queen of Nothings. I actually also have the Fairy Loot exclusive edition for this, with this beautiful exclusive cover and these gorgeous snake sprayed edges, and this copy is just, it's so stunning. I absolutely adore it. Coming up next, we have 2 series here that are both Hades and Persephone's retellings, and that's just because the authors' last names are so similar, but I think it's so funny they ended up next to each other. So it's the Abandoned trilogy by Meg Cabot, which is Abandoned, Underworlds, and Awaken, and then also the Goddess Test series by Amy Carter. So that's the Goddess Test, the Goddess Interrupted, Goddess Inheritance, and also the companion book, The Goddess Legacy. So I loved these Hades and Persephone's retellings. They were my favorite when I was in middle school, and I just cannot bring myself to get rid of them because I love them so much. I don't know if you can see, but I've literally read them to death. Then I have a duology right here, Powerless and Relentless, and those are by Tara Lynn Childs and Tracy Deebs. This is a superhero sort of book about a girl who is non-powered in a world where superheroes, like everyone has sort of a power, and she works sort of in the scientific research lab with her mom to like help the superheroes out, but then there's also like villains who are trying to stop them. It's very Renegades-esque, but this series came out first. So if you're looking for a bit of a smaller book, very similar to Renegades, I would recommend these 2. Then I have Flamecaster and Shadowcaster, which are the first 2 books in the Shattered Realm series by Cinda Williams Chima. Really big, intense, epic fantasies. I've only read the first book. Then I have Wicked Fox by Kat Cho, To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo, Amid Stars and Darkness, and Between Frost and Fury, which are the first 2 books in the Amid Stars and Darkness series by Chani Lynn Feener. And then finally over here we have Cruel Beauty by Rosamund Hodge, who is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Really great. Very different. I am also super excited about all these shelves. I don't know why I keep saying I'm more excited about one shelf than the other, because really I love them all. But we're gonna start usually with some candles. I don't know if you can tell, but I have candles literally on every shelf. The first one I have here is Cresswell, which is a Thomas Cresswell candle made by, I believe, Flick the Wick. This is a Fairy Loot exclusive, so you won't be able to find it in the stores, but I love it because it's purple and it smells like chocolate. Next up, I have my Sassenach candle from Wick & Jane. This smells sort of like Scots pine and lemon peel, and it just smells like the Highlands, and I literally light it every time I watch Outlander, and as you can see, I sort of have used this one to death. It's so destroyed on the inside, but I love it. Moving on to the actual books, first I have my Shadowhunters collection. The first book I have here actually is the Shadowhunters Codex, which is like a companion novel which sort of tells the story of the Shadowhunters, tells you about different demons and downworlders, it tells you about different runes. The illustrations are absolutely stunning. It's just everything you could expect out of Cassandra Clare. Next I have City of Bones and City of Ashes, both in the original print. So they aren't the updated covers, these are the old covers. And then I have the updated covers for City of Glass, City of Lost Souls, and City of Fallen Angels. My sister currently has City of Heavenly Fire, which is why it's not here, otherwise it would be. Then I have The Wicked Deep by Shay Earnshaw, Beware the Night by Jessica Fleck, Everless by Sarah Holland. I have the Splintered series by A.G. Howard, which if you are looking for a good Alice in Wonderland retelling, highly recommend. It's just such a unique take on the story. The covers are stunning, and I just really love this series and its unique take on Wonderland. Next we have A River of Royal Blood by Amanda Joy, Woven in Moonlight by Isabel Ibanez, and this is actually my favorite cover of all time right now. I think the drawings are stunning. It is so different, plus I'm a sucker for sloths. And look at that cute guy right there. Then I have A Curse So Dark and Lonely and A Heart So Fierce and Broken, which are part of the Cursebreaker series by Bridget Kammerer, which is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. This next section is a little confusing, and I'm going to explain it as best I can after I introduce you to my little Pez dispenser pop Funko of Luna Lovegood, which I love. She's just so cute, and I think she's adorable, and my big in my sorority got her for me, and I love it. And then I also have a Cursebreaker's candle, the Princess of Dissy, and this smells like cashmere and vanilla and chai. So with this series right here, I had like the first 2 books in the series in paperback and the last 2 books in the series in hardcover, and I didn't like how it looked within each other, so I have all the paperbacks here and all the hardbacks here. So it's Obsidio, which is the 3rd book in the Illumini files, Dark Dawn, which is the 3rd book in the Nevernight Chronicles. Then I have Illuminite and Gemina, which goes with Obsidio, and Nevernight and Godsgrave, which goes with Dark Dawn. So a little confusing, but that's just how I chose to set it up. Lots of great books on this shelf. Let's get started. So first I have Aurora Rising right here, which is by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. This is one of their newer sci-fi series. It's so great. The new book is coming out soon and I really love it. Then I have 2 candles, both from sci-fi books. This is Error, which is by Wick and Jane, and it is from the Illuminite series. Smells like black tea, lavender, and logic. Then I have The Girl Out of Time from Wiki Wiki Candle Co., and that is from Aurora Rising. And I actually haven't used much of this one, so I have a ton left. Maybe I'll light it later, I don't know. And it's sort of like purplish on the inside. I don't know, I love it. In my first book pile, I have Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin, The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern, The Iron Daughter by Julia Kagawa. I only have this book in the series because it's my favorite book of the series, but I love them all. Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi. 3 of the Hush Hush books by Becca Fitzpatrick. They aren't even the ones next to each other. Like, I'm only missing one of the books, I think, but I have Hush Hush, Silence, and Finale. I have Alienated by Melissa Landers and Fury Born by Claire Legrand. I really gotta read this one soon. Moving on, we have Daughter of the Pirate King and Daughter of the Siren Queen by Trisha Levenseller, a really great Captain Jack Sparrow retelling. Then I have my mass books, my beautiful, beautiful mass books. I have the Court of Thorns and Roses series, Court of Thorns and Roses, Court of Mist and Fury, Court of Wings and Ruin, as well as a Court of Frost and Starlight way over here. Then I have 4 of the books in the Throne of Glass series, Throne of Glass, Heir of Fire, Empire of Storms, and Kingdom of Ash. I really would like the ones I have missing. I think I'm missing Queen of Shadows and one more, I think. I don't know. It's on my Amazon wishlist for my birthday, which is in my bio if you want to check it out. Then I have her newest book, which is Crescent City, which I really enjoyed and read recently. Moving this over, I have a pumpkin latte. It has nothing to do with books, but it smells really good. It's a pumpkin latte candle from Wiki Wiki Candle Co. Then I have Renegades and Arch Enemies by Marissa Mayer, which I hope to get the 3rd book soon, which is Supernova. Then I have another Shelby Mahurin book, which is Serpent and Dove, and this is the Fairy Loot edition, so it's super cool. It has gold sprayed edges, gorgeous cover, like look at that right there, and artwork on the reverse dust jacket. After that, I have Hunting Prince Dracula by Carrie Montescallo, and over here way in the corner, I have Jacelyn and the Beanstalk by Mary Ting. I got this at a Polycon, which is a convention thrown by Jennifer L. Armentrout every year, and this was sort of given as a freebie, and I haven't read it yet, but a Jack and the Beanstalk retelling sounds cool, so I should probably get on that. Okay, you guys, we are on our second to last shelf down here. I feel like I've been doing this tour for a really long time now, so I hope it's shorter in the actuality of the video, but here we go. First off, I have Scythe by Neil Schusterman, sort of displayed right there. I don't know why. I really couldn't fit it into the shelf, so I decided to make it special because it is special. Then I have a bookish jar, and this is from Fortune Jars, which is a really great company. Starman makes these like gorgeous origami stars with book quotes and quotes about books in it. So if I were to take it out, it's really hard for me to unwrap them. I always end up breaking them, so let's pray. So this one says, Some say life is the thing, but I prefer reading. I think it's such a cute idea, and I just absolutely love opening these sometimes and getting a little bit of joy. Then I have the Cinder series by Marissa Mayer, Cinder Scarlet Winter. I do have Cress, it's just not with me right now. The Merciful Crow by Margaret Owen, Skyward and Starsight by Brandon Sanderson. The other two books in Neil Shusterman's Toll series, Thunderhead and the Toll. Or I'm sorry, it's the Scythe series. Then I have This Mortal Coil and This Cruel Design, which is a really cool dystopian genetics editing book about how weird we are in the future, but it's really, really cool and you should check it out. Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson, A Torch Against the Night and Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. I have Strange the Dreamer and Muse of Nightmares in their really cool European cover edition, I think. This is just like one of my favorite things. I love how beautiful this cover is. Next I have this little section. I have some like teacup candles, which are just tea lights. Tea light candles. They're just, yeah, they're just tea lights. Then I have my little Hermione Pop Funko, and this is her at the Yule Ball, and it's just so cute, and I had to have it, and I love her in her little dress. I have Tower of Dawn, and this is from the library, and honestly, I put it here to cover up an Enchantment of Ravens, which is my least favorite book of 2019, but it has a pretty cover, which is why it's staying here, so yeah, that's really it, but it's fine. Then I have the Winter's Curse series, which is The Winter's Curse, The Winter's Crime, The Winter's Kiss. Then I have This Savage Song, Our Dark Duet by V.E. Schwab, A Darker Shade of Magic and A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab, Ash Princess and Lady Smoke by Laura Sebastian, which are all amazing series. So this shelf down here is basically a miscellaneous shelf, every book that I really couldn't fit other places. So we're going to start with this one right here called Hot Dudes Reading. This is a book based off an Instagram account by the same name, and they snap pictures of guys like in New York and then write somewhat demeaning captions, and it's really funny. So I'll give you an example. Hey stranger, what are you doing all dressed up in white with nowhere to go? How about I take you by the hand and march you up to City Hall to make an honest man out of you? Don't worry, it'll be quick ceremony because I'm already planning the honeymoon. So it's just a guy reading a book, and there's just like, it's just hot dudes reading, man. It's hot dudes reading, and I hope they have the permission of the guys to post it, but it's so funny. Next, I have my amazing edition of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. Definitely one of my favorite books of all time. Oh, it's just so cute. I found it at a used bookstore, and I fell in love with this little tiny book. It just has like the cutest illustrations, and I'm just so in love with it. Then I have some coloring books because I find coloring books really great for mindfulness and for healing and just for distraction, so this is like one of them. I love coloring books. I love adult coloring books. Next I have some graphic novels. I have the Buffy the Vampire graphic novel, which is like a continuation of the TV show called Frey. I have the graphic novel Batman Nightwalker by Mary Lou. The Teen Titans Raven by Cami Garcia and illustrated by Gabrielle Piccolo. I have the entire Amulet series, which is like one of my favorite middle grade graphic novels of all time, and that is by Kazu Kibuishi. And it's basically about this family who moves into their grandfather's old house after, I think, their dad dies, and the mother gets taken by a monster, and the kids have to go into this other dimension to rescue her, and it's awesome. And there's a lot of books in the series, and it's just a really nice, quick graphic novel. Then I have this psychology book, which is Wonder Woman through a psychological lens, when you analyze the character to see what we can learn from her, and it's just such a cool book if you like superheroes, if you like Wonder Woman, if you like female empowerment. This is a really cool book to read. Then this big guy is a graphic novel called Blankets, which is by Craig Thompson. It is huge. I love the artistic style, and it's a big one, so it's definitely a commitment to make to read. I have no idea why I still have these books other than they sometimes have good ideas, but they're literally like hairstyle books. I don't know, this is Braids, Buns, and Twists, and this is 100 Perfect Hair Days, which I've never had in my life, but you know, they're probably like presents from when I was a preteen, but you know, I've kept them. Oh wow, I didn't even realize this one was down here. It's not even a book. This is my senior year journal. I kept a journal of every day of my senior year of high school, so the amount of angst within these pages is probably just so much. Oh my god. Maybe I'll do a dramatic reading one day. I don't know, you'll have to beg for it though. But yeah, that's my senior year journal. Oh, then this special book, just kidding, it's not a book. This is the Fairy Loot Secret volume, which is like, it looks like a book, but it's really a container. It has all these really cool quotes on the inside, and let's see what I have in here. Oh, I have Sabrina the Teenage Witch trading cards. Wow, you really never know what you're gonna find in these. I have some owl earrings. How exciting. And then just a bunch of like loose leaf flowers that I don't know why are in there. Fun times. Then I have a little ceramic container I made when I was younger that just says my story and has some little books in it. For example, The Art of Swearing, which is just a bunch of swear words. Yep. My parents bought this for me when I was like in 6th grade, 7th grade. Not the most appropriate gift, but it's funny. And then this box here just has a lot of miscellaneous stuff, but it does have my playbill binder where I have every single playbill from every single play I've been to. And yeah, that is the final shelf in my bookshelf tour. I really hope you guys enjoyed the tour. I hope it was everything you ever wanted and more. That rhyme. And your support means the world to me, and I want to thank you guys so much for supporting me and my channel. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Hit the notification bell to get updates on when I post. I post every single Monday and Thursday, and I'll see you guys in the next video.